Yeah, I've been actually seeing a lot of that in standard, to be honest. The past
Interesting.
couple, like past week, I've been honestly seeing a lot of people play the Clockwork, which is a card that we hadn't seen from like what, at least a month or two, maybe even
A
more.
while. Somebody's been
Yeah.
ordering some bombs.
Apparently, it's going to be Domesticus this game because we have Rust on the Warrior and we have Domesticus on his Q block. I'm really excited to see how the Q block deals with the Bomb Warrior.
Yeah, it's not actually a matchup that you see many times. It's because I'm curious too how this is going to plan out. It's kind of hard to say who's favored and who's not favored in this circumstance. But if you think about it, I would probably say that the Q block does have probably a good perspective with all of the Mal'Ganis and the Blood Reaver Gul'dan and then the Skull of Minari. It's just a lot to deal with for any deck in reality once it starts going off. And I don't think the Skipper package really is that inevitable for this kind of situation. So
yeah, I don't think the Skipper is equipped to deal with a 3/9 Void Lord. And then also the Void Walkers that spawn off of the Lord. And this pickup from Domesticus is huge. We see the skull in the hand with the coin, and we see the Void Caller as well, which if you're not familiar with, when the Void Caller dies, it summons a random demon from the hand, very similar to the Skull's ability at the beginning of each turn.
yeah, GGDomesticus has a really, really stacked hand right now. And finding that right there, it just makes him at the point where he doesn't have to use the coin to do like all of his original like nasty play here. But I don't know. Do you just go for the skull immediately because it'll be faster? Or do you, because when you see those stats of the minions that are up, playing the Void Lord, it doesn't die. I mean, the Void Caller, it's not going to die to these minions. So you're not going to cheat something out that in one turn.
I'm leaning towards the Void Caller, to be honest. And you can just curve into Void Caller, into Skull, and save the coin for the Gul'dan, the bigger minions in the hand. But it looks like he's
so
just
he does go for the skull
as fast as possible. Yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to get something big on the board as soon as he can. Which this is the kind of the play that I was thinking as well. Was like, okay, because you're going to start taking some damage here. So, and there's bombs going in the deck. That's
what if it summons the Void Caller though?
That would be very unfortunate. But I feel like the odds are in his favor right now to get something good. Oh, there we go. And he top decks the cube. That is also wonderful.
I don't think he'll be playing the cube this turn, but he will be making most likely another Mal'Ganis.
What a powerful turn we see from GGDomesticus right there. So now Russ is going to have to find a way to deal with two 11/9s so that his bombs will actually do damage. It's interesting too to think about because any of the bombs that are top decked for GGDomesticus right now, it doesn't even matter because Mal'Ganis keeps him immune the entire time. So he wants to find these bombs now, which is a weird situation, but
yeah, I don't even know how you deal with this stat line across the board. I mean, this is 18 health that he has to pump through between two minions. So, of course, he's going to be able to clean up one of these. And then we do see 7 damage reflecting on board between the 3/3, the weapon, and the 1/2 out. So he does find a way to clear all of this Mal'Ganis action.
By using his face. I love it.
Yes. So, what demon will pop out here? Looks like it's the Void Caller, the low roll of the 3.
But the unstable Fellbolt can actually do something pretty neat here because he can use he's probably going to go for the Defile here, I'm assuming, because this is a nice setup.
And this is 100% guaranteed to summon a pretty decent-sized minion now. He hits the Doom Guard, which is really not what he wanted, to be honest. He wanted to get a taunt there to stop a weapon from hitting him in the face because Domesticus is at 12 life. He's simply 1 weapon swing and 2 bombs away from dying.
I think it's okay, though, because if he doesn't die this turn, which I don't think it's super likely, he's inevitably going to get one of the Void Lords because of the skull that's up. So, yes, he did want the Void Lord probably a turn earlier just for the safety, but in the comfiness of it. But I would say because of when we can see both of these hands, it's probably better for him that he actually got the Dread Lord because that's going to be a consistent damage that he can keep pushing on his opponent now without dying here. So it might make the game end a little bit faster, which is going to matter a lot in this circumstance.
I believe the Dreadlord is the 5 mana 4/5 deal 1 at the end of each turn. This is the Doom card.
The Doom Guard. Excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah. You're good.
Thank you. Oh, and by the way, I'm pretty sure coerce is coerce.
No, it's course. Of course.
Of coerce.
Oh man. So Warlock down to 9 life. 2 bombs away, man. Those bombs, he's hoping they tick, and this Warlock is hoping they don't. Gul'dan though in 2 turns.
Yeah, I don't know what Russ is going to be able to do to get back on the situation, because getting through a Void Lord is a little difficult. We don't see any skippers in his hand. Whoa.
Popping the cube.
Ah, I see, because he's using the Baron to take care of it. Very interesting here. I like this.
Okay.
I did not see this line, but it was very impactful. But he is just going to get another Void Lord, which is very upsetting probably for Russ. I can imagine that if we did see his camera,
big draw. Ooh, 4 life. We're probably just, depending on what's top decked here, he could go for a Dr. Boom and then possibly like sword and board a bomb, and hopefully the bomb goes face.
I don't know if you do that. That seems like a little bit hopeful. It's not. So it's like, what is that? What would that be? That's a 33% chance to hit face, and then you have to go for the 25% chance that it does 4 damage, which is not.
Yeah, it happens every time. Easy.
I liked how you saw the lethal though. You definitely saw it there.
I mean, hey man, you got to go for your outs, and that there was potential. The bomb's just roaring to go, man.
He probably actually wants this to die, because the second that he kills off this Void Lord, it turns into more targets for his bombs to hit. So it makes it less likely for him to die and for it to go. Oh, he's gonna actually kill him himself. Oh, right.
Oh, this. See, look, the bomb went face. First bomb went face for 4. That was the one. You saw it there. That bomb was roaring to go.
Yeah, I don't know about that defile there. I don't really know. I mean, obviously, giving your opponent the ability to control where those bombs go is most likely going to end up in you dying in one way or another as well. So the defile is an interesting decision right there at the end. But it might have just been like, let's see if I die now or not, because it's either going to happen now or in a minute. So
it was a very tight spot to be. There was no like good optimal play. If he draws a bomb, he's dead. If he leaves the 1/3s up, he's probably dead, because Warriors have cards that clear. So it was a risk that needed to be taken, in my opinion. And if it happened to work out in his favor, he lives. But when you're in a like that far back against a bomb warrior with 4 HP, you have to take risks like that to try to get ahead and survive. But we were curious on how that matchup was going to go, right? And the Warlock drew the absolute probably best, in my opinion. Like, it drew really nice. It had the skull with the coin, with the collar into Mal'Ganis, with the faceless. Like, there was a lot of things happening on the Warlock side. And the Bomb Warrior still was able to get the damage in there, even past 2 Void Lords. So that's very interesting. Like, I didn't see that happening.
I think we could honestly truly blame that on the lack of healing that GGDomesticus was able to find there, because there is a considerable amount of healing in that deck. I mean, obviously Mal'Ganis is like, that's kind of like healing, because you have to destroy the minion for any damage to take place. But yeah, we had a Zephyrs. Did he have a Zephyrs in that? Actually, he didn't, did he? What was his healing?
No, there was no Zephyrs.
There's just no healing in the deck.
The Warlock deck is Mistress of Mixtures.
Right.
Enhanced Dreadlord, if it pops and you get a lifesteal. Blood Reaver Gul'dan through the hero power. But besides that, very limited healing. I would not call it a very versatile healing deck.
Bombs just doing work.
Packs or anything like that. So we have Domesticus' Priest, which is the Raza Highlander. Nothing too crazy there. And looking at Rust's Rogue, it's going to be the Pirate King's Bane.
Pretty standard Kingsbane Rogue we see right here. Nothing too spicy, just your classic, your good cards that get there. The one thing I would say is interesting in the GGDomesticus lineup right now is a few cards that he put that are standard cards you don't generally see in in Raza, which is he has an Apotheosis in it. So that's not fairly typical for the deck, as well as a Moarg Artificer. So those are...
Okay.
I do like the implications of Moarg with cards like Spirit Lash and whatnot. I think that's really exciting for, like, you know, obviously you can do the 2 damage to everything, and then you have the heal like Velen, where it like doubles by the time that it gets to your face, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a very substantial amount of healing to do with the Moarg. Plus, it's guaranteed to at least live through the Spirit Lash too as well. So it's a huge board swing for 4 mana.
Yeah, so then we got your classic control versus aggro matchup right now, where, you know, obviously the game plan we have here from Russ is he's trying to get minions on board, find the Kingsbane, and deal the damage to Domesticus before he's able to Reno, turn things around, and then, you know, obviously machine gun him down. In the favoring in this matchup, I think it goes towards GGDomesticus on the Raza Priest versus Russ on the Kingsbane Rogue. But I know that these decks, when you involve Secret Passage and Deadly Poisons, they can go any way. So
yeah, it looks like we're also having some technical difficulties on this match as well with the spectator bug.
So we're going to come back
Not
to the
much we
screen
can
and
do
say
about it.
hi, and then we are going to wait for the game to reload, and we will go back to the game. The Hearthstone client has been temperamental.
Yeah, it seems like the rogue it's having trouble this tournament, huh? Like the odd rogue just seemed it couldn't really pull a sweet win. We're looking at the rogue now, and against a lot of these control decks that just have so much healing and so many tools to deal with early game, it's just very tough. But then we come back, and the rogue has 5 minions on board. Oh, but then the priest kills them all.
Yeah, I think it was a patches circumstance that we had right there. You know, where like obviously you play one card, it draws another card, and then it pulls the other one out of your hand. You know, just pirates doing pirate stuff, getting out there. So Russ is trying to figure out how he wants to spend his mana right here. And I think he really wants to get the raiding party played. And he definitely wants to combo it to find that Kingsbane already. So I don't even think you use the Buccaneer in this circumstance, because you don't want to risk the Buccaneer dying.
You can just Sky Pirate. It's just a clean combo activator.
Yeah.
Gets that Kingsbane in hand now. He's got the Deadly Poison to be able to combo with that. So he's going to be able to buff that Kingsbane up.
Our next turn is looking to be very, very powerful on Russ's side right there, where with the cards he got off of that raiding party, like you can pretty much play all of the cards in your hand right here and then get them all out. So
yeah. Also, big pickup from Domesticus. That Raza on turn 5 is what you absolutely love to see as priest.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of damage happen right here. This is he's just straight nutting here with all these cards just coming out. This is absolutely crazy. All right, yeah, we got the Kingsbane up to 6 on the initial turn. Then he plays it. We got a free taunt minion and a small board of pirates right here. It should be fairly easy for GGDomesticus to clean this up, though, I would imagine, and heal a lot.
Yes. Spirit Lash is going to take him, back to 27. Then Pence is going to bring him back up to 30. Free heal on Raza, so now it's back to being a healthy boy. And that's just priest does priest things. But we do have quite a bit of damage in Russ's hand still. We've got the Kingsbane down, which is going to automatically deal 6. We picked up the deckhand, which can combo with the Visses, which he can do 8 in total with those. So we're looking at 16 damage in hand from Russ right now, which would have, basically been lethal if a heal for 12 plus did not just occur.
Yeah, it's just what happens, right? It's like, okay, we throw out all these minions, we hit you for a ton of damage, and then we go to the priest turn, and then all of it was just made completely redundant. Just because of all the heal, all the clear. And then even landing this Razakis out at this point, it's going to be super challenging for Russ, because the 2 additional... So he doesn't go face, okay.
Wow.
Interesting choice we see here. Perhaps he's trying to... I don't know what we're trying to do here from the Rust perspective. It's like, do you want to play the Eviscerates? Do you want a Secret Passage? You definitely don't want to float that much mana usually, but interesting decisions here from the Kingsbane side.
Yeah, normally you just go face with that weapon. That's just generically what you do, but I guess he just opted to clear the board. There was only one minion. The weapon's inevitable. It's just going to come back eventually anyway, so I guess he just doesn't want to keep taking 5. And also, I mean, he doesn't know that the priest does run the Apotheosis, but could be playing around any sort of buff that way.
Yeah, those 2 minions on the board would be the absolute nuts for the Raised Dead to get both of those minions back again. So I think to a degree, GGDomesticus might actually want his minions to die in this circumstance, but that is... Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Raised Deading a Ooze and a Zeph would be absolutely insane.
So you absolutely are going to use the prep first to get the raiding party to 1, to grab the Kingsbane, to get the free cutting class.
Wow.
Now this is what you want to happen when you use your secret passage, because now that he's used all the cards and drew more cards, nothing's going to disappear. He just gets to keep all of this now.
Mm-hmm.
We got gas in this hand.
That was insane. He went from what, 3 cards in hand to 2 cards on the board, 5 cards in hand, weapon back out, buffed weapon.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
I wonder if we will see like a double trade and then like a Raised Dead.
I don't dislike that. I mean, there's not really too much of a reason to kill those minions other than the possibility of getting them back, but...
All right, that's what we're going to see.
Love it.
What does it hit?
And he gets the Zephyrs.
Yep, there it is. So as we know, Zeph is going to probably hit a Harrison Jones here, to be honest.
I think you want the Harrison because one of the things that can keep GGDomesticus in this game would definitely be finding more of his cards, his answers, his ways to heal throughout this stuff. But yeah, it's really going to slow down the game plan of his opponent from when he removes this Kingsbane right now, because that was a lot of damage that we were able to drive.
Mm-hmm. There's a Seance he's going to be able to use on Zephyrus to make another one.
Yeah, some huge pickups for GGDomesticus right there with the Smite and the Seance. Because in Russ's position, it is probably not actually correct to even interact with these minions at this point. I might even argue that he should be going face entirely a few turns ago, but... wow, now we got the 10 mana weapon.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see any interaction with this Zephyrus at all.
So if he managed to use the 6 mana weapon, his opponent would be at 9 right now. Which would mean that if he did do the hit, instead of hitting the Rizakis, he would be threatening lethal with a follow-up play from that weapon right now. Although we are definitely going to see it break again because we have the Seance and the Harrison Jones out.
Mm-hmm.
Priest things.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, this is just not the position you want to be in as the Kingsbane rogue. We have seen some incredibly powerful turns from Russ.
This is just lethal for Domesticus next turn with Blood Mage of this.
Yeah, he actually needs to clear one of these minions on the board.
That top deck just won him the game for
Oh
Russ.
my gosh.
That top deck of the Shiny Finder to find the weapon. Wow.
Oh my god. Wow. Well, I did not see that coming.
Moly.
I didn't even think about the potential out perspectives of drawing a card such as like that, where you can... Incredible.
That was the only card left. He had already played the other Shiny Finder. He had already used a Secret Passage. He had already played the double 3-drop that finds the Pirates and the weapon. That was the last weapon finding card in the deck available to Russ. Rips it off the top. 18 damage with no minions on board. Feels rogue, man.
Yeah, that's absolutely incredible. Wow. It just feels like Hearthstone when you manage to discover weapon removal like 3 turns in a row on the Kingsbane, and then they find it another turn right after that.
Dude.
You know, it's just
That weapon was destroyed 3 times. You're exactly right. Oh my god. That's just crazy. That just shows the resilience of the undying weapon. Never give up, chat.
yes. There's a lot of weapon tutors you can run, and if you run them all, your opponent can break your
Turn
weapon.
1 rage!
Oh man. Russ is not messing around. He's like, yo, I just beat you in that previous game.
Oh my god. That is the absolute dream. Bloom, Ancestral Call, Rage. That's just it. There is no comeback from this.
What does he do? There's nothing that can be done at this circumstance. This game, it was over the second the cards lined up in the hand and then pulled the right ones.
Holy smokes. Domesticus, that cannot feel good.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
like going into oh man.
he played well. I feel like honestly from the GGDomesticus side that there aren't many plays that I would even say were fairly subjective from him. Like we saw some amazing gameplay right there, but I guess in the end RNG giveth and RNG taketh away, because that is what we saw with some of the outcomes in the both of these last 2 games right there. Like the Shaman game was just
That wasn't a game.
yeah, it was unbeatable. It was just the absolute nuts. And then the way that the previous draws were in that rogue game, where what can you do more other than breaking the weapon over and over and over again? Like